Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the minor blues pentatonic scale. We're going to be doing it in the parent major key of B flat. The relative minor is G. And I'm going to be starting you guys off of the 1. All right, not the 6, but the 1. The 6 is right here. This would be, you know, your G, 3rd fret, if you guys remember. That is what I was taught in the beginning and what, you know, so many people are taught. However, it can become constricting. You know, to free the mind up, what I want to do is I want to teach it off of B flat. Because if you were to come here and treat this as your first position, your second position would start right here off of B flat. And the next one would start off of C. The next one would start off of D. There is no E flat. The next one would start off of F, which is the 5, and then you would go to G, which is the 6. So they would all connect up anyway around various notes of the scale, skipping the 4th and the 7th. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off the 1, which is B flat. All right? So all right, that is the way the scale looks and how it sounds in that position. All right, so you're starting from your 6, 8, 9, all in the low E string, 6, 8, 9, and you're just using 1st, 3rd, and 4th. The second finger is not. That is 5 and 8. 5 and 8, 5, 6, 7. See that? See, that skips it. That's a whole step apart. 6 and 8. Same thing. 6, 8, and 9. That gets that special blue note in. And recall, keep this connection in mind right here, because this is going to be a special connection for the next position. See? Slide. You can just slide right into that, okay? Now, when you go to the second position, now, this second position right here, before we get into it, I want to point out some overlap points. I call them like portals to different galaxies, right? So you're going from, on your first position, B flat, you're going here. These two start off the next position, right? For us, it's the second position. You see that? So these two notes here at 8 and 9 are the kickoff notes for that second pattern, which starts off the second degree of your major scale, which is C. So that, let's go through the fingers for that one. Pretty straightforward right there, right? 8, 9, 10. You're skipping, that's a whole step again. Okay. 8 and 10. There you go. So this is 8, 10, 11. You're getting your blue note in there. Now you're doing a little shift right here. Okay, that shift And that's your 7th fret to 10. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now let me tell you this too. And this guitar, I'm challenging you guys with this guitar, all right? Because this guitar has no fret markers. And it's a good exercise because it almost forces you to see the patterns, as opposed to, oh, the dot is here and my finger should be in front of the dot and this and that. That's not what we want to get to. We want to get more. We want to get more and see more of the patterns to what's going on, okay? Instead of just the dot is here and I move here, all right? So back to, here's our root, and we're going here. Then we're in that 4-finger position, and this is your 11th fret. See that? You're going all the way from your 8 to your 11. And remember, I said, remember that from before. There's some overlap here. And that's just, every note in a row. Fancy word is chromatic, but that's 8, 9, 10. Right? That's that particular pattern. All right, so that's your 2nd degree right there. Now, look at the overlap again. You see this finger? The next box, or they call it box patterns, or next, is right there. That's off of the 3rd degree of the parent major scale. In this case is what? If we're in the key of B flat, what is the 3? All right, so if you have an issue with that, go back a previous video and you can just see me, kind of explain all of that. But it's D. Okay, that's your D right there. See that? Now, if I'm on D, notice I'm going to start right in. I'm in a 4-finger kind of position with that, right? So I'm going 1, 1st finger to the 4th finger right there. And I play things over and over so you guys can see them, just in case I don't necessarily say anything in particular. If I miss something or whatever, you guys can see that. All right, pause the video, rewind it. So anyway, here we are at the 10th fret, and we're going to the 13th fret. 10 to 13th on A. We're getting the blue note in there again. You see that? All right, so let's start over. 10, 13, 10, 13. See that? And the cool thing about this one, and I like to point out these little things, all that's going across the same fret. Now here we go. A little bit different, 11th fret. 11, 13, and 14. Now, I'm giving you guys fret numbers so you can put it all together. But like I was saying, I eventually just want you guys to see the pattern and see how they overlap. There you go. So you have your 10 and your 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. And I do that. See that? Okay, so that's your 3rd position. Now, overlap again. You see this finger? This gives you the cue to where the next pattern will be at. And the next pattern is right here. That's off the 5th. All right. Remember, I said you have a pattern off of every, for the minor pentatonic blues, there's in the guitar, there's a pattern off of every degree of the scale except what? The 4 and the 7. In this case, we're in the key of B flat, the parent major key. The 4 is E flat, and the 7th is A. All right. So we don't have anyone off of that. So we do have one off of 5th, which is F, and it goes from what I would suggest you guys do with this, the fingering, is to go first finger right there on 13, 14, and that's 15. So 13, 15. And look at this, 13, 15, 16. You got to get your blue note in. And remember that. Remember that. That's another portal, right? Because we're... See, I just went in between two patterns right there because I was able to see the portal. All right, so here's the next one. So we're going 12 to 15. 12 is where the guitar begins to start over again, okay? 12, 13, 14, 15. And we're still in that 4-finger kind of position. That's its own thing, all right? That's something that's really talked about and used in guitar a lot. 4-finger position right there. So we're going to go here. Same thing. You're going from 12 to 15. Now we're going to do a little shift. This is 13, 14, 15. That's that blue notes right there. There you go. So that now you're finishing it up. And you're going from the 13 to the 15. So when you come back, watch this. See that? You got to get that in there. It doesn't resolve. It's not supposed to. That's the 5th. That's your teeter-totter, what's next? What are you about to say to me next kind of note, right? All right. So now let's move on. Now we're finally at the one everybody probably knows already, and that's the 6th. That's the 6th. That's the relative minor. Aeolian is what it's called if you're talking modes. All right. So that one right there goes 1 to 4, excuse me. 1 to the 4th finger. We're in that 4-finger position. And this one doesn't shift, all right? So you're going to be pretty much across the strings like this with this one. Just different notes within that. So, right, so that's your first one. And that, by the way, that fret is 15, 16, 17, 18. See, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 15, 16, 17. Got that note is important. Remember that portal? Now where are we at now? All right, that's a food for thought. So that's the same thing as we did before. We just took the blue note out. There's no blue note there. 15 to 17. More blue note. And there's a portal. There are portals not just with the blue note, but, all of them. There's a portal on every note that connects, all right? So that's a 15 fret, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm counting because I know that there are no fret markers. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right. 17, 18. Now look at this one, pretty easy. Same thing. And that's 15, 18, 15, 18. All right, so that's how that goes. And you just come straight back to where you went. See that? You see how you can just go right to the next pattern? So that's it for the 5 positions.